Welcome to TPM Topics, and today we're going to be talking about Avengers Endgame. Avengers Endgame is the sequel to Infinity War, and of course, spoilers for Infinity War, if you don't know already, which you've seen memes and countless memes already. Thanos wins in Infinity War, gets all the gauntlets, snaps everyone out of existence. So now, the Avengers are broken. They don't know what to do, and they're trying to find a way to reverse everything and get Thanos and defeat Thanos and bring everything back. So, first things first, I'm gonna say this just right out: 10 out of 10. 9 out of 10. No, 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 fuck that. 10 out of 10. All around. I can't. Maybe the score will change because I just saw this movie. I literally just got back from the theater. I'm in a hotel in Texas. I'm just trying to process everything. But this movie, is for the people who've watched this, since the first Iron Man in 2008 or wherever that was, but the first Iron Man, and then watched every movie onward. This is so satisfying. This has capped everything off so well. A perfect send off to the original Avengers. Just leaves a lot open for things in the future, and I just can't wait for future Marvel movies, because I know they're gonna be good too. So all the good aspects about this movie is it's immersive. You feel, even in the slow moments, you just feel everyone's pain. It's so well acted. Except for, I'm gonna say, I know, she's gotten a lot of flack, but I mean, this is just Brie Larson. She was not good in this movie. Her lines were very stilted. She just didn't bring any flair, and everything. She just felt so out of place. And I'm like, okay, I did see the original. I did see Captain Marvel last time. I was indifferent about it. I thought it was okay, but Brie Larson, it just ain't nothing special. They tried to build her up to be this, this new face of the MCU, and no. Okay, no. All right, find somebody else. Use Spider-Man. Use someone else. That's you can't use Brie Larson, or you can't use Captain Marvel, or you got to find somebody else for her, because it's not cutting it. So okay, so Brie Larson, everything was well acted. Brie Larson, except for Brie Larson. They did a lot of building up. You actually felt like a lot of the theories that were confirmed, that were that are made about what's going to happen, was kind of hinted at and confirmed, or like if they didn't confirm it, they just poked fun at it. Like, okay, that happened. Yeah, you remember you guys thought this was gonna happen. Yeah, this is gonna happen. So there's that, and I want to say that a lot of the writing and the pacing was just on point. You didn't feel this was 3 hours. All right, this was straight up 3 hours, because I got here. The movie started at 7. It is 10:33 right now. That's because we drove back. So yeah, it is a little over 3 hours, and it didn't feel like it at all. When we get out the theater and it was like just straight up dark, it was like surprising. And yeah, so The action was beautiful, was beautifully done, was epic. Actually, there's gonna be some moments in this film where you're just gonna scream. You're just gonna scream. Like my cousin was next to me, screaming her lungs out at the action scenes because it's gonna give you some fan service. It's gonna be like, okay, this is your big moment. This is your epic moment right here. Sit on the edge of it. Where they just throw everything at you. You just get this rush, a barrage of emotions. And I want to say that they just nailed all the action scenes. They just nailed every every little theoretical, who would beat Thanos, who would do this. They nailed that. Nobody felt truly overpowered. There were a lot of callbacks to previous Marvel movies. There's a there's a moment where they time travel just to gather all the stones. That there is time travel in this movie that has been utilized, and you see one of the characters fighting their past selves, and they still manage to incorporate some of the feelings from the humor. They still manage to incorporate the humor very well. Despite it being, despite parts of a lot of parts of the movie being this depressing, somber, type of scenes. A lot of these, because they lost at the end. They was thoroughly spanked in Infinity War, so they're just okay, all is lost. Okay, we can't give up. It looked like all is lost. We gotta find a way. We gotta find a way. A lot of characters were just completely done. With life. They were just willing to accept everything, accept defeat, and move on. So it's kind of believable. I think some of them took. I think at times they took, the broken character, the broken loser thing too far. One of the characters he wound up being. One of the characters turns into this fat drunk, shell of himself, and I'm like, oh, okay. I mean, come on, are you serious? I'm like, and it almost seems like they're making a mockery of the character, but a lot of the scenes were funny, and that character does get redemption in the end. So I do want to say that that when they actually get to the climactic scene and they get to the emotional moments, you feel everything. You feel like the weight of all 20 something movies on your shoulders. It's like when something happens to a character, I was literally just looking back to a character's. I'm sorry, I'm being vague because I'm trying to be spoiler free, but I'm really looking back to all the movies the characters were in, all the interactions with the other characters, and I'm like, there are gonna be some times where you want to cry. It's gonna make you feel a rush of emotions. It's gonna make you feel just everything. Like I said, the weight of all 20 movies, because this was like the knockout punch. This is like this feels like the knockout punch. This feels like just that one big shot that they were waiting for. And they hit you with everything. They hit you with everything in the kitchen sink. The impact of this movie just completely just pulverized me. To the point where I'm like, oh my God, I'm still trying to process it. I'm gonna have trouble sleeping actually, because now it's 10:30 something. It's 10 o'clock, almost 11 here, and I'm just thinking about all of this. I really, 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 I really, really, really didn't want this to end. You know, I really. It's almost like, dude, I may watch this again. I may watch this even more than once. It's because, you know, there's probably a lot of Easter eggs that I missed, and you know, I want to go back and see what I missed, see what there were other movies. So I know that this is the end of the MCU, and you know, and they even said they're probably going to make more Avengers in the future. But you know, uh, so bottom line, go see this movie. See this movie. See it. See it. See it. See it. All right. If you're a fan of Marvel, even if you're not a fan of Marvel, this is going to be epic. All right. Most of you already knows what happened at the end of Infinity War, so this is going to be a satisfying climax to that, even if you haven't been following Marvel. So there you go. 10 out of 10. Avengers Endgame. Go see it when you can. Bye.